Mexico City, 1994. The air tastes like exhaust and burnt coffee. You're walking along Paseo de la Reforma with a stupid, normal errand in your head, and a line of tinted cars in your peripheral vision. Suits, earpieces, a hotel entrance that suddenly feels like a stage. This is your life, level by level, inside the only kind of power you never asked to touch. Act 1 Morning on Reforma. You're close enough to see it, not important enough to be protected. Your shoes stick slightly to the sidewalk near Hotel Casa Blanca, where Reforma meets La Fragua. It's a weekday rush. Buses exhale black smoke. Men in dark suits move with that PRI confidence, fast, practiced, already late to something that matters more than you. You're there for something boring. A delivery envelope. A job interview address scribbled on paper. Waiting for someone who said, "Give me 10 minutes. Normal reasons in a place that doesn't care about normal. Then you notice the cluster. 2 bodyguards scanning the sidewalk, but their eyes arrive a beat late. A sedan double parked where it shouldn't be, hazard lights off like it owns the curb. And one face in the crowd that doesn't match the morning, calm, still, not checking a watch, not dodging anyone. You tell yourself it's just security. You tell yourself it's politics. You tell yourself you're invisible. But your invisibility is exactly why you get the best view of the trap being assembled in public. Act 2 The shot and the stillness after. The second after violence, everyone chooses a story. The target comes into view near the hotel entrance, surrounded but not covered. Suits tighten their circle. A hand touches an earpiece. You hear a car door thud shut somewhere behind you. Then the sound. One sharp crack that doesn't belong to traffic. A close-range shot, the kind that doesn't echo the way movie guns do. The body jerks, awkward and heavy, like a coat being yanked off a hanger. For half a second, the street goes quiet in a way you can feel in your teeth. Then it breaks, shouts, running feet, someone screaming a name you don't catch. You see a detail no one seems to register. The shooter's arm drops and a suited man's shoulder shifts, blocking the angle like it's choreography. A small handoff too quick to be an accident. The route away looks open before anyone even decides to chase. You tell yourself you didn't see it. You tell yourself you're confused. You tell yourself to keep your head down. And then a man with an earpiece looks straight at you, not at the fleeing gunman, like your memory is the real threat. Act 3 First Containment. Help us with your statement. You're not being rescued, you're being isolated. A hand closes around your elbow. Not rough, certain. You're guided, never asked, through a side entrance, past a lobby plant and a framed photograph that suddenly feels absurdly expensive. Someone flashes authority too fast to read. PGR. Federal. For your protection, they keep saying, steering you into a back office that smells like stale cigarettes and furniture polish. The door clicks shut. That click does more to your stomach than the gunshot did. They sit you under a buzzing fluorescent light. A plastic chair. A form. A pen that doesn't write cleanly. Questions come in a rhythm meant to trap you. Where you were standing, how many shots, what direction, what color suit. Then the phrasing starts, what you must have seen, what you probably heard. You tell yourself cooperating keeps you alive. You tell yourself clarity is safety. You tell yourself they're the state. In the hallway, you overhear a name you shouldn't. Manuel Muñoz Rocha said softly, like a note in a script. And you realize you're not giving a statement. You're being edited. They let you out with no escort, no call, just a reminder to stay available. Outside, Reforma keeps moving. But the calm face from the morning has somewhere to be, and it's you. Act 4 The second net. Cartel eyes on the sidewalk. You're back in public, but you're not free. Reforma hits you like a wall of sunlight and noise. Microbuses hiss at the curb. A vendor rattles coins in a plastic cup. You walk with your hands empty, because they made you leave the envelope, the form copy, even your scribbled address. You catch your reflection in a bank window, pale, blinking too much, and that's when you see him behind you. Not the earpiece man, someone else. Denim jacket, clean boots, no rush. He keeps the same distance across 2 crosswalks, like he learned it. You tell yourself it's paranoia. You tell yourself everyone looks suspicious now. You tell yourself to just get to Insurgents and disappear into the metro. A green and white taxi rolls too slowly beside you. The passenger window is down an inch. You hear a pager chirp inside, The old kind with a clipped-on antenna. The driver doesn't look at you. The man in denim does. You realize the street has two kinds of watchers, and neither one needs a badge. The city keeps moving, and you feel like the only thing standing still is the target painted on your back. Act 5: The Offer. Protection with strings attached. Safety arrives in a voice that already knows your name. You duck into a Sanborns near Reforma 222 because it's bright and full of people. Glass cases. Perfume. Music. A cashier scanning barcodes like the world is normal. You buy a bottle of water you don't drink, just to have a receipt with a time on it. Your payphone change is still warm when the line clicks and a voice says your name. No greeting. No surprise. Just certainty. They mention the back office at the hotel, the fluorescent light, the pen that didn't write. They mention Munoz Rocha like it's a password. You tell yourself it's the government cleaning up. You tell yourself this is the part where they relocate you. You tell yourself a phone call is better than a car pulling up. Stay available, the voice says, and gives you an address in Colonia Juarez, an apartment with a doorman and a second lock already installed. You'll sign a statement there. You'll sleep there tonight. You'll answer when we call. It isn't a threat. It's a schedule. Protection feels like a blanket until you notice it's stitched to the floor. Act 6: The Statement You Live With. You don't choose what happened, you choose what becomes official. The apartment smells like fresh paint and bleach. The curtains are too heavy for the summer heat. On the table, a legal pad, a Bic pen, an ashtray with one crushed cigarette that still has lipstick on it. Someone has been waiting in your place. A man in a white Guayabera sits across from you like a notary, but he doesn't show credentials. He slides a typed page forward. Your name is spelled right. The date is right. The location is right. The details are wrong in a way that feels intentional. You tell yourself paper is just paper. You tell yourself you can correct it later. You tell yourself signing buys time. He prompts you gently: one shot, unknown assailant, chaos, no clear view. He circles phrases with a thumbnail. Outside, a radio in the doorman's booth plays a soccer match, the crowd roar rising and falling like breath. You sign. The pen finally writes smooth. Your signature looks small on the page, like a witness statement trying to hold down a hurricane. You learn the city has two kinds of silence. The kind after a gunshot, and the kind that comes later, when the paperwork hardens. You walk out alive, still breathing exhaust and burnt coffee, still crossing the same avenues. But the version of you that saw the handoff stays in that room, under fluorescent light, pinned to a page that will outlast your memory.